Hello, hello. Well, my hubby and I don't really understand the appeal, but apparently watching us cook is highly entertaining to people. So I thought part of my creativity is being in the kitchen and working with what I've got. Growing up really poor, like I've talked about, I had to use what ingredients we had, and my mom worked second shift. So from a really young age, about 12 years old on, I was responsible for dinner every single day of the week. Back then, you didn't serve dad a sandwich, and dad didn't really cook. I know that sounds probably crazy now, but that was the reality. So she had already been training me for the last few years prior to that while she was in nursing school. And so it had already been like making Sunday morning or Saturday morning breakfast for everybody and Sunday afternoon dinners. Like I had already been in full form. I would get breakfast together for me and my brothers, lunch together for me and my brothers, and that was just a part of my responsibility. That may sound crazy, and it kind of is, but at the same time, I learned a ton. So I was digging through my refrigerator just now because, we have that big pile of leftovers that we made, but I'm also just wanting to make sure I'm using up stuff, not just eating the big hearty comfort meals always for lunch, because then I would get a little fluffy. So anyways, I saw we had a little bit of leftover rotisserie chicken that we'd actually reheated up already one time. And so I'm going to chop that up because if I don't eat it today, it's probably going to be past its shelf life. My cilantro has gotten wilted a little, so I want to go through and cut the bottoms off and put it in water. And I found some grapes. I don't have any onions for a chicken. I'm thinking chicken salad, by the way. So I don't have any onions, but I found some of these French fried onions that my husband loves to eat on everything. I have a little bit of pecans left. I've got the cilantro. Grab some mayo. I have a little bit of this wasabi sauce because I saw I had just a couple pieces of potato bread left. And yeah, I probably want some cracked black pepper. Let me grab that. So I think that's everything. So I'm just gonna kind of chop and assemble essentially. The chicken we already had cut up. I think we did quesadillas, like we did the rotisserie chicken the first night, and then the next night we did quesadillas, and then we had cooked it up again, so it's almost a little bit dry, but I don't really care. I don't like chicken in any way other than well done. That's just a textural thing for me. But it was rough chopped, but I want to give it a little bit finer chop. All right. So I love to just work with what I've got and make it work. That's just always been, I had to do that as a kid. We didn't always have what we needed, and I just had to make it work. I kind of want to make these small, so that they don't overpower the salad, but I don't need them minced or anything. I'm just gonna quarter them. Dump these in there. Next, I just want to get my cilantro leaves off the stem. I don't like the texture of the stem personally. It's just a texture thing for me. I have this awesome little rolly tool for herbs, and it works, in my opinion, the best on cilantro. Basil tends to get a little matted, but cilantro doesn't. And it just takes seconds. These are razor sharp. I'm going to grab some of these lovely things for a little salt, and I'm actually going to crunch them up a little bit in my hand, which I did wash before I started. And I'll have to rinse off again probably after this because these are kind of greasy. But that's going to take the place of my onions. And then I'm going to grab some of these littler pecan bits. Kind of break up the bigger ones. And I can always chop it if I need to. All right. Keep hitting the counter. I'm trying not to, but a little squirt of the wasabi. Kind of making a mess here. I know this would probably be better overhead, but it's really more about the ingredients and what I had. And then I'll grab a spoon so I can do the mayo. I don't know how much I'll need. I'll have to give that a stir. Kind of messy. I should have chosen a bigger bowl. I'm almost wondering if this would benefit maybe from a tiny pop of one of our infused vinegars. I think I am gonna do that. I always like to cut the richness of mayo with like a tiny pop of vinegar for acidity. This is a cardamom clove cranberry. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit. Looks pretty good. All right, I've got the indulgent potato bread, which this is gonna be a heavy sandwich, so I'm probably just gonna use one piece and make like a half. Get full easily. I think I'm gonna have to fold it this way though. It's like thick. All right, let's try it. I'll have to save some for William, maybe. We'll see. All right, I guess I'll catch you in the next video.